A very warm welcome to all our listeners around the world. You're welcome to the Tony Tukumbo Fernandez Show, the show that promotes the true life and success stories of people making a profound difference around the world. So if there's a project or initiative you wish to share, feel free to give us a call. The number is 0788 280 9005. That number once again is 0788 280 9005. And also watch this space for updates of our Black History Month celebrations taking place at the UK House of Parliament next month. So many initiatives lined up. And as you all know, Bradford is the City of Culture 2025 with amazing, amazing things happening around the world here in Bradford. And today we're joined by another amazing, amazing role model making his mark here in the city. He went to the Bradford Grammar School. He's also a graduate of the University of Nottingham and has spent a lot of his time being a software developer, having a profound passion for people, community, and the environment. And it's a pleasure today to meet again the Lord Mayor of Bradford City 2025, Lord Councillor Martin Love. Lovely to see you, and it was lovely to see you at the event a few weeks ago. And for the benefit of all our listeners around the world, especially those outside Bradford, because as you now know, it's all about promoting Bradford to the rest of the country and the world. Can you tell the listeners a bit about yourself, your background, and the things you're most passionate about in life?
Thank you, Tony, and thanks for having me on your show today. Well, as you said, my name is Martin Love. I was born and brought up in Shipley, which is a town on the edge of Bradford, part of the Bradford district. I was born in 1961, grew up in Shipley. As you said, I was educated at Bradford Grammar School, which is one of the foremost schools in the area. I then studied at Nottingham University for 3 years. I lived away from Bradford for another 5 or 6 years before moving back to the area. As you introduced me, I worked in software development for 20 odd years in various roles. During that time, I became a councillor 20 years ago, 2002, representing my hometown of Shipley on Bradford Council. And I was the second Green Party councillor to be elected in Bradford. So I've been doing that now. I've been re-elected several times now since then. And in May this year, I had the honour of being elected Lord Mayor of Bradford for the year for 2022 to 2023, which is a massive privilege and a great honour and something I'm really, really enjoying. It takes me away from the normal toing and froing of politics and into the more celebratory and ceremonial part of the job of the district. It's been a wonderful time so far. As you mentioned, that we were awarded City of Culture status for 2025. That was one of the first things to happen once I became Lord Mayor. I can't claim any credit for it because all the work had been done before I became Lord Mayor, but I was delighted to be involved in the celebrations of us getting that nomination. Then, of course, we had the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and of course now we're in a rather different situation this week following the sad death of Her Majesty and the proclamation of the new King, Charles III. So an awful lot happening this week. I've had an awful lot of engagements cancelled as a result of the sad news, but an awful lot of other things going on and because of it as we adjust to the change.
And may the soul of the Queen continue to rest in peace as we mourn her at this very sensitive time in the country. Talking about honor, talking about service, talking about commitment, you are also one of the longest serving councillors in the district. What does Bradford mean to you? And what does it mean to you for us to win the City of Culture 2025?
Well, Bradford's my home. It's where I was born and educated and raised. so I suppose like anybody feels that sort of passion for their own hometown, wherever it may be. But it's so much more. And as I found even more out about how people feel about Bradford since I've been Lord Mayor. One of the things as a councillor, you tend to, people only tend to come to you when they've got problems, when something's gone wrong and then they need something fixing. But as Lord Mayor, it's fantastic because you get invited to all these great events and you see all the good things that go on all across the district, not just in your own ward, which is just 1/30 of the district. You go out and visit communities you wouldn't otherwise see, meet people you wouldn't otherwise meet, and you see all the really, really good work that's being done by community groups across all types of communities in the district. And it's not just ethnic communities that are different, it's rural communities and urban communities and the diversity we have there. It's people who are quite comfortable and quite well off, and other areas which are very, very poor. And Bradford has everything in that. We cover such a wide range of people and communities, as well as obviously the ethnic diversity. We have 120 different languages spoken in Bradford as first languages by people. And there can't be anywhere else in the country, maybe outside London, that can claim that. And I'm seeing it all, and it's been a fantastic 4 months so far. I'm looking forward to the rest of my time as Lord Mayor.
And we're looking forward to your tenure as well. I mean, how special, what does Bradford mean to you as a person? And how special do you think this city is, standing out from the rest of the country?
Yeah. It's, as I've mentioned, the diversity, different types of diversity that we have in Bradford. We also have a fantastic landscape within our area, both the natural landscape out on the moors and the rural areas of the district, but also our urban landscapes. Fantastic. With some lovely buildings. We've more listed buildings in Bradford than any other city in the country outside London. It's a fantastic place, and I would urge people from around the country to come and see the place for themselves, particularly during the year when we're City of Culture in 2025. There'll be a lot of events building up to that as well, so don't wait till 2025 if you can get here sooner. Come and see what we've got on offer. The food in this city is fantastic, and the welcome that you will get from people is fantastic. There are people I come across in all walks of life who've come and made Bradford their home from other parts of the country, other parts of the world, and the way they talk about it makes me really, really proud of someone who didn't have to come from anywhere else and who already lived here. My parents and grandparents were all born in the area as well. So it was just, it's inbuilt in me, but to be able to listen to people who've actually chosen to make their home here. Quite a lot of people I've come across who, of my generation, I'm 60 now, people of my generation who came here as students and just stayed because they like the place so much. And they'll be from all different parts of the country. So I would encourage people, your listeners and viewers, to sort of make a point of getting here in the next few years. And that by 2025, our new concert hall will be open, hopefully next year sometime. And there'll be so much going on during that year. We've seen how the City of Culture accolade has raised the profile of Hull and Coventry more recently. And I think it can do even more for Bradford than it did for either of those places, because we have, I think, even more to offer than those two places. So hopefully Bradford is really, really on the up, and please come and see us.
I mean, just wrapping up now, when we think about community engagement and leadership within the district, what would you say it takes to be a good leader in any society? And how important is it for the people to be the change they want to see in society?
Yeah. To be a good leader, you need to know the people that you're representing. I like to think that the people in Shipley that I represent are people that I know. I'm used to knocking on doors and talking to people who say that they're elderly people who knew my parents, or people who I was at school with even. So that's always a key area if you're wanting to be a good leader. But the way that a city or a district like Bradford raises itself, it isn't just down to the leaders, it's down to all the people of the district and all those people coming together. When we had the celebration outside City Hall, when the capital City of Culture announcement was made back in the end of May, that was a real snapshot of the people, of a sample of the people of Bradford. There were so many people of all ages there, people of all cultures, all backgrounds, all celebrating together. And that was such a joyous moment. And if anybody from outside Bradford who'd never been here before had been there and witnessed that, I think that they'd have wanted to come here and spend their time here. So I put out the challenge then to the people organising the City of Culture bid from Bradford to let's go out there and make sure that we show those judges that they made the right decision when they chose Bradford above the other places in the country.
And then when we speak now finally about all our listeners around the world listening today's show, outside the country, in the country, if you're to speak to them right now and tell them 3 reasons why they should visit Bradford, what would you say to them?
Our people, first and foremost, our language, our landscape, as I've said, both our urban landscape and our rural landscape. It's very beautiful countryside around Bradford. And finally, our culture and the way that people get on together, and those cultures mix and work together. And that can be shown in the wide range of food outlets that we have in the city, and that's only going to improve in the next few years, next 2 or 3 years, leading up to us being City of Culture.
On a very final note, Lord Mayor, on a very, very final note, what message do you have for all Bradfordians today, and what message do you also have for all our listeners around the world?
Well, for those people in Bradford, I would say, open your arms, open your hearts to people who will be coming to the city as we celebrate our City of Culture year. And to people outside Bradford, I would say, come here and see us. We are opening our doors and our arms to you, and you will be sure of a great welcome.
And may the legacy continue of us making a difference in Bradford around the world. It's
Absolutely.
So lovely having you, and we'll catch up with you soon.
That's great, Tony. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it.
Thanks for coming on, and God bless you.
And you.